Hey guys, so Youth America, and pardon my voice, I'm kind of sick and I lost my voice at Youth America, but this year I went to Youth America summer camp in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I went last year and the year before and actually made a video of my experience from last year, so I will link that down below if you guys want to watch it. But I just really felt like I should share my experience because it was amazing, and I'm not even just saying that, like, I actually really got something deeper than I did from the years before, and that was because I purposed within myself that I would do that I would really push to find God even deeper. And before I tell you about my experience at Youth America, I just want to talk about how I had been before Youth America the past few months of my life. It's been hard for me to trust God and myself because of things that have happened in my personal life, and I just came to a spot where it was hard for me to accept like the calling that God had put on my life, that I knew very strongly that I'm called to preach, and it's really scary to me, but I want to do it more than anything because it just feels right, and the closer I get to God, the more stronger it feels. So before Youth America, I was really having a hard time accepting that and believing that, yes, Kristin, this is what you're supposed to do, because I didn't think I could, you know. I was like, man, there's no way that I could stand in front of people or sit in front of people and talk to them and preach. There's no way I could speak. There's no way. I'm too messed up because my brain was just whack. That was my thoughts, and I was just having a hard time discerning God's voice and knowing, is this God or is this me in my head? And so I go to Youth America. I'm like, God, when I go to this camp, I want to be able to understand and hear you better. I want to be able to understand, is this you or is this me or is this the devil or is it just negative thoughts, positive thoughts? I wanted to know clear. And it was great. On the first night, I basically rededicated myself to God publicly in front of the church camp, and that was like, you know, awesome. I've done that the past 2 years as well, and this time I was like, God, I mean something by this. I want to stretch myself more. This is me stretching myself for you. This is me doing this for you. So that happened. The second night there was a speaker. I'll have his name right here. He is from the Wave Church, and man, when he was speaking, like, I actually lost my notes, so I can't tell you guys what he was talking about exactly, but he was talking about our calling and hearing from God and understanding, is that his voice or is it our own? I'm like, man, I needed to hear this. And at the end of the service, he was like, if you want more, if you want to be able to understand and you feel this urgency inside of you, you just really need him and you want to hear his voice and you want to know what you're supposed to do, come up here. And like, so many people went up there. I went up there and I was like, God, I don't need anybody. When I was up there, I was like, God, I don't need anybody to lay their hands on me or to pray for me in this moment, but I want to hear you. What do I do? What do I do, God? And I heard him tell me exactly what he wanted me to do, and it was exactly what I knew that I had been called to do. And right after I hear him say this very strongly inside of me, I'm like, that was my own voice. That was my own voice. There's no way that was God. And right after I say that, Grant Pancratz, which is one of the main people at Youth America, he said right after that, he picked up the microphone and says, do not doubt what God just told you. And that struck me. I started crying. I was like, man, God, doesn't matter how impossible or how big it seems, there's nothing impossible with God, and you really just gotta stretch yourself and do what he said. I mean, there may not be a how-to plan or a step-by-step plan on how to get there, but you just move forward, you just go. So this is me moving forward and just going, because I don't know how I'm gonna preach, you know, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I know that I gotta take step by step. And one thing that I really learned at Youth America is that it's not about whether or not you've got it all together. Like, there's no way that you're gonna come out in this life perfect. Like, we're all messed up, and we need him, and he's got our backs, and he doesn't look down on us when we screw up. Like, he's like, dude, it's okay. I died for you because of that. Like, let's go, let's do this. I called you to this. You're very capable, and I'm gonna be there with you. And the most important thing that I've also learned is just like, if I only rely on my abilities and my strengths to get this thing through, it's not gonna work. Like, God has to be my forefront. He needs to be the one that I look to, and He will give you all the power. Like, seriously, for whatever you feel like you're called to do, He will do that. He will help you. He's not gonna just be like, alright, go do that. Alright, go. Oh, no, He's gonna be there beside you. He wants to be inside you. And He wants to show you things and give you power, real knowing inside of you, not just believing. You know, believing is a big part, but knowing is a big part of believing, not just hoping, like in a wishing way. Like, hope should be a substance of knowing and a feeling inside of us that is so confident, without doubt, that it's gonna happen. Hoping isn't wishing. And so if you feel like God's called you to do something, like, and it's of God, like, do it. It's not the devil telling you to do this. Like, just do it, seriously. And if you don't know how, just take one step. Do something. You can, like, talk to somebody at your work or at your school about how they are, or even if you want to mention God. Like, sometimes helping somebody doesn't just mean that you share the gospel, like Jesus. You know, that's important. Sometimes people just need to know that somebody does care and that there is love for them. But yeah, like, Youth America was amazing, and I will leave more information down below. Youth America actually has a college now, and I won't be going to that. But definitely check it out if you want to go. Sorry, I'm still kind of sick. But I really just wanted to make this video. Guys, God's got big plans for you. And it's not about how big you are. It's about how big He is, and He loves you. And He's got His arms wide open just for everything that you need, you know. It's alright, you know. Y'all mess up. And He's just like, man, I still love you, and I still got that calling. His callings aren't drawn back because of the things we've done, or our doubts. He will continue to help us if we reach out to Him. But I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching this video.